Putters, we have the beginning after the end, episode 1, the rebirth of the king. I'm not mad at this episode at all. We get a typical little isekai vibe beginning. Arthur is reborn. He used to be a king in his past life. We never get to know his name, but we do see he was ruthless and merciless. He took over a kingdom and then had his jets, his army, bomb the whole kingdom, which leads me to think, who were you ruling over if you boomed everyone? Who survived that? It was a crazy scene. We also saw some of his battle prowess. Pretty tough. So Arthur is reborn and a little feather drops and it tells him, in your new life, seek the light. Will we be hearing from that voice again? That's the first question that pops up in my mind. Arthur's reborn to Alice and Reynold. They call him Ray. Alice is a sweet, sweet mom. Reynold's a good old strong dad who goes out with his party and hunts and provides for his family. He knows augmentation, magic, and his wife can do some healing magic. And we learn from Arthur's desire for knowledge, where he's sneaking out of his crib to read books at the age of 1, that this world is split into 3 kingdoms. We got the dwarf kingdom, the elf kingdom, and the human kingdom where they reside. And the power system is basically magic. There's augmentation magic, there's conjuring magic. I like that vibe. Arthur in his previous life, he was more familiar with using his ki. So when he starts reading about magic and the lore of the world that he's reborn into, he starts channeling what I thought was his ki, but realistically he's working on his magic core. That's the essence of magic in this world. Usually your core starts to develop around your adolescence, but this kid's like 2 years old developing a core to the point where he literally explodes the house. He's working on his core because he finessed Alice into letting him read the mana book, whatever we want to call that book, and he's over there, you know, meditating, working on the core, and boom, he blows up the crib. Imagine you have a 2-year-old baby and they blow up the crib, your house that you've been living in, that you spent so much bread on, man. Ray and Alice, they like, yo, what the hell just went on? They rush inside because, you know, their son is in there to see Arthur just floating in the air. It's only taken him 2 years. He's just learned how to walk, but he's not mastered, but he has a magic core. He surprises his parents because this should not be possible. There's no way a 2-year-old should be able to be floating in the air off the strength of magic. My man Arthur's doing it, and then the ceiling starts to collapse. He almost gets cooked, but Ray saves him, and they all embrace and start crying. We see that in Arthur's past, he was an orphan. It seems like he was trained to be a war machine. He's never smiling, and he starts crying in this scene too, baby Arthur, because he's never felt that warmth of a family. He's never felt emotion. He was reading these books, learning about the lore of the world, but he could never read books and learn emotion. That's something that his parents have given him. Cool little first episode. I will say that I've saw some bad reviews for this show, but guys, look, if you're here and you want to watch the reactions and I'll be the only one to bear this pain on my shoulders, guess what? I'm not the Max Pain putter for no reason. That's what we're gonna do, or we're gonna at least watch it until it's unbearable, right? Yo, Pain Putters, let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. Let me know if you think that I should keep watching this episode. We only on episode 1. I want to at least catch up to recent. Is this show based on a light novel or manhwa, or is it based on a manga? I don't know. I never read it. I just saw it pop out on Crunchy on the first page. I said, yo, you know what? This kind of fits in with what I want to do right now in terms of tackling more niche, low-key, seasonal anime, just testing it out to see how we can grow the page, how I can truly level up as a reactor. So yeah, let me know in the comments. I would love to talk to you guys, what y'all think about the show, what y'all thought about episode 1. I'm gonna be putting out these episodes pretty quick until we catch up, and then we can do a weekly. Pain Putters, hit that like if you're here, hit that sub if you're new. Let's keep putting in pain. I will see you next episode.